Hello everyone, this is Ms. Sudha, Assistant Professor from Srimati KG Shah Department of Computer Applications under Dr. BMN College of Home Science. It gives me a great pleasure in taking you all through this video class on the topic arrays of C programming. There are many storage structures in C programming to store values. A variable is one such storage structure. Variables are used to store one value at a time. So, for storing more than one value, say for example 5 different values, 5 separate variables have to be declared and used. What if one wants to store more than one value at a time in a single storage structure? With arrays, yet another storage structure of C programming, this problem is sorted out. An array could be used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for storing each value. Thus, an array could be defined as a collective name given to a group of objects of same type. Here, same type refers to similar data types. The objects that are stored in an array are called as the elements of the array. From the given example, A and B refers to an integer array and a character array respectively, whereas C is not an array as it has collection of elements of different types. Let us now see how to declare an array. The general form of declaring an array is data type followed by name of the array with its size mentioned within square brackets. Consider the declaration int A5. This indicates an array A which contains 5 elements of type int, and the declaration float age 7 refers to an array age which contains 7 elements of type float. After declaration, till this array elements are not assigned any particular values, then it is supposed to contain garbage values. Hence, it is important to store values in the array elements at the time of its declaration. This is called as initialization of an array. Once these array elements are initialized, the values get stored in the location allotted to them in the computer's memory. Initialization can be done by following the general form of data type followed by the name of array with its size mentioned and followed by listing down the elements we would like to store in that particular array. One important point to note here is if an array is initialized at the time of its declaration, then mentioning the dimension is optional. As shown below in the example, here even if the dimension is not mentioned, an integer array of size 5 would get declared as 5 different values are assigned as its elements. Till now, we have learned how to store multiple values in a single storage structure, an array. It is now equally important to understand the concept of accessing the array elements. Array elements could be accessed using its index numbers. Here we have an array of length 5 whose values are initialized as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Suppose the third element of the array, that is 30, has to be accessed, then we can use its index number as A of 2.
After understanding the concept of accessing array elements, it is important to understand the memory representation of one-dimensional array. Consider the declaration int A5. For this declaration, 10 bytes get reserved immediately. And since the array is not initialized, all the 5 elements would contain garbage values. After initialization, the values assigned get stored in the reserved memory. As the picture shows, the memory from 2002 to 2012 gets reserved for the declaration of above array. Thus, the address of the fourth element would be 2008. With this, we have completed with the concept of one-dimensional array.
Let us now move ahead to the next type of array, that is multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array are also called as an array of arrays, which is used to store homogeneous data in tabular form. The general form for declaring a n-dimensional array is data type followed by name of the array followed by n different sizes, each enclosed within square brackets. Consider the declaration int A234. This refers to a three-dimensional array with dimensions 2, 3 and 4. Also, the total number of elements that needs to be stored in any multi-dimensional array could be found by multiplying the size of all the dimensions. Say for example, an array A1020 can store 10 into 20 equal to 200 elements, and an array X5, 10, 20 can store 5 into 10 into 20, that is equal to 1000 elements at a time. Multi-dimensional array can be categorized into two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array and n-dimensional array, where n could be any integer. Keeping the concept of multi-dimensional array in mind, let us now discuss the definition, declaration, initialization and memory representation of two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array is considered as the simplest form of multi-dimensional array. They are also called as matrix, and all the elements are arranged in rows and columns. Thus, a two-dimensional array can be seen as a table with x rows and y columns ranging from 0 to x minus 1 rows and 0 to y minus 1 columns. A two-dimensional array can be declared using the general form data type followed by name of the array with its two different sizes mentioned in separate square brackets. The declaration int A23 creates a two-dimensional array with 2 into 3 equal to 6 elements as shown in the table below. This table has 3 columns from 0 to 2 and 2 rows from 0 to 1. Each element of the array can be accessed using its index value as we have done it for one-dimensional array. If you want to access second element of second row, it could be referred as A11. A two-dimensional array could be initialized using the following general form, that is int A23 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These elements get stored in the allotted slots of the computer memory. Let us now see how a two-dimensional array is represented in the computer's memory. The declaration int A22 reserves 8 bytes immediately for storing 4 different integer values. Since array is not initialized, it is supposed to contain garbage values as usual, but after initialization, all the assigned values get stored in their allotted slots. So now, to access second element of the first row, the element could be referred as A01. With this, we have finished with the concepts related to two-dimensional array. Now, let us discuss the general applications of an array. Array have its applications in different areas. Implementing data structures like stack, queue, etc. Mathematical implementations are few among many applications of an array. Real-time application of arrays including contact list of the mobile phone, online ticket booking gives us a better understanding of the concept of an array. Applications of array could be seen in different fields, but the difficulty faced in changing the size of array after declaration and the difficulty in inserting or deleting rows or columns into the array once the declaration is done are few of the limitations of an array. With this, we have completed with the chapter on array. Thank you for your patient listening.